You won't believe this one law that's going to impact your financial future in 2025. This law could either make you a fortune or cause you to lose everything. Sounds dramatic? Well, it is. But before you roll your eyes, hear me out. There's one piece of legislation rolling out that could change everything about how you manage your wealth, taxes, and investments in 2025. If you're not prepared, you could be looking at a financial disaster. Imagine waking up to a new tax system that could take away a huge chunk of your hard-earned savings. But it's not just about taxes. This law could shake up your business, your investments, and the way you think about money. Stay tuned because I'm about to explain the law that could either make or break your wealth this year. Here's what you need to know. There's a law coming that targets one of the most critical aspects of personal finance, and it could hit you hard if you're not paying attention. I'm talking about new tax regulations that are about to be rolled out across the United States, with massive implications for anyone who earns money. Basically, everyone. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a salaried employee, or just someone with an investment portfolio, this is going to impact you big time. Are you prepared? Are you sure? And guess what? It's not just about taxes, but about wealth redistribution. You've heard about it, right? But now it's real, bigger than ever. The rich have been preparing for this moment for years. And if you don't get ahead of it, you could be left with the scraps. That's right. Some people will be deliberately disadvantaged, all in the name of economic fairness or wealth equality. But here's the kicker, if you're not careful, that could include you, but how, you ask? How does this one law have the power to flip your life upside down? Well, I'm about to dive in deep into the shocking details you need to know. So stay with me because this is only the beginning. Now let's talk about how this new law is going to change the financial landscape. It's designed to tackle income inequality. But here's the catch, it could actually make the rich even richer and the poor even poorer. How, you ask? Well, under these new regulations, wealthier individuals and corporations will face higher taxes on certain types of investments. But here's the plot twist. They've already started preparing for it. What does that mean for the rest of us? Well, the average American could face higher capital gains taxes. That means if you're an investor, whether you're buying stocks, real estate, or cryptocurrency, you could be slapped with a huge bill when you sell. And not just a small one either. We're talking about huge, life-changing amounts that could hit you hard. These taxes won't just affect millionaires, they could affect you depending on your financial situation. But it doesn't stop there. Oh no. This law is also going to change the way companies do business. If you're in business, whether you're a small business owner or a massive corporation, the new regulations will make it way harder to deduct expenses and even harder to move money across borders without facing significant penalties. The idea? To force more businesses to pay taxes in the U.S. and bring back jobs to the domestic economy. But here's where it gets really crazy. Corporations will just pass those costs down to you, the consumer. Higher prices, fewer options, and more headaches. Does that sound fun? Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's take a moment to understand the ripple effect. You see, these regulations don't just affect the rich. They affect you, your neighbors, and your friends. This law could set the stage for a new era in which the government literally controls the flow of your wealth. Imagine a future where your financial freedom is dictated by the law of the land, where your money is constantly at risk from changing laws, taxes, and economic shifts. Sound like a nightmare? It might be a reality sooner than you think. Here's the thing. If you're someone who has an IRA, a 401k, or even a savings account, get ready. The government could now change the way you withdraw from those accounts. For example, there's a chance that the tax rates on withdrawals could skyrocket, making it harder to access the money you've worked your whole life to save. And that's not even the worst part. Some individuals may be hit with a forced tax on their retirement savings, even if they're just sitting there not being used. Your future could literally be in the hands of someone else, and that's not a position you want to be in, is it? Let's not even get started on how this impacts people involved in cryptocurrency. The future of digital assets is looking unstable, with new regulations potentially forcing reporting and taxation on even the smallest crypto transactions. Your investment could lose more value than you'd ever imagined. What seemed like a safe investment? Not so safe anymore. But don't let that scare you too much because there are still ways to protect yourself, but you have to be proactive. We're talking about planning ahead, understanding what's coming, and positioning yourself in such a way that you won't be the one left holding the bag. This isn't just a time to sit around and hope things get better. It's a time to take action. Start learning about these changes now, because the clock is ticking, and once these laws take effect, it'll be too late to make adjustments. The reality is, no one is safe from this sweeping change. You might think your financial plan is rock solid, but this law could hit you when you least expect it. Will you just stand by, or will you take control before it's too late? The power is in your hands to turn this potential disaster into an opportunity, but only if you act.